Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Today is March the 22nd, it's about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to give a quick Bitcoin update. I promise to keep this video less than about 20 minutes. If you guys love these videos that I'm making, I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steemit, and make sure you also like, subscribe, and share the material as well. If you guys absolutely want to let me know I'm killing it in the market, because you guys are as well, you're welcome to buy me a cup of coffee, but never more than that if you guys ever donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank, alright? Or buy me a lunch. But some people feel they need to, do something generous and go out of their way. But no, guys, the most generous thing is simply keeping it to a coffee or a lunch, and that is simply it, okay? I just want to be very clear that it's not necessary, and it's always about this gesture that matters a lot more than anything. So other than that, guys, let's go over CoinMarketCap. We see that we're now trending at about $353 billion. Actually, no, sorry about that, $335 billion. We see Bitcoin is still number one, of course, as always. And we're losing steam in the market, guys. We're losing steam in terms of the 24-hour volume, right? We were trending on March 20 or 18 on the bounce there, but we never really significantly gained a lot of volume in the market. And the market cap can't even get over 375, 400 billion, right? It's going to take quite a bit of pushing to get over the 9,055 massive resistance right now that we see. So we're now actually much lower than the trending 24-hour volume already. Yesterday we finished at 6 million, or billion rather. Today we're at about 5.21 billion. So let's do a candlestick analysis with price action and take a look at some of our typical indicators like RSI and MACD. So in the daily chart right now, what we see is a possible crossover happening. It might even happen tomorrow or the next day, which is a very significant piece of news, right? If we look at it since, for example, February 6th, we do see strength being gained in the market slowly over time, right? Right now, we are seeing some strength gained, but one of the major reasons why we ended up downtrending is because, well, this is it's a candle that closed yesterday that signaled to the market that it's time to take some profit. This is like a shooting star type of candle right here, as you guys can see. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it will cross over. Sometimes we can get a fake out, and with the fake out, it simply just ends up curving around like that and comes back to the downside. So this is now a bearish spinning top that is about to form. So it is a bearish candle. When we combine it with the previous candle right here that has a shooting star, we say to ourselves, okay, well, this is a fairly bearish looking candle in general, and there must be some correction that could happen. But when we actually look at the 12-hour chart, guys, right, every single chart tells a different story. The 12-hour chart actually says, okay, this is time for us to find some support after the downtrend has now ended. We ended up rejecting from 86.45 to about 84.50, so we rejected about $200 to the downside, which is a very significant amount when we actually factor in how much sideways action we've been getting. Now, we simply just this here as well, we're finding RSI support, right? That's the good news right here. If you guys look at here, we basically double bottomed, and with a double bottom on RSI, we can say, okay, that's actually a very relevant and strong support right now. So that's great. That's awesome news, guys, that we're still looking fairly bullish, in my opinion, for the short term, right? Despite us downtrending a few $100s, we're finding momentum gained in the market overall. Not everything can always go up, right? You got to make sure we account that some things will absolutely come down. People will take profit. So these corrections will absolutely happen. So what we're noticing here now is a series of support candles. This is basically two dragonfly dojis slash, yeah, I'd say more like they're dragonfly dojis. Some people would call them a hammer. So these candles are very supportive right now of what's going on. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that we call this right here our first wave, right? We're finding support at the 382 Fibonacci level, which is a very significant factor. Now on the entire downtrend, we can see that it's hitting a specific 382 fib level right here. That's why we're finding a lot of resistance and resistance on the upside. When we also go into our right here, this structure, that structure, this structure here as well, and when we go even further back, like check this out, guys. Actually, no, sorry, it was just right over here. I was on a very high time frame. My mistake there. So we see pretty much that it makes sense to have resistance over here, right? So Right now we tried to break above the 55 EMA, but we just simply could not stay above it. Now we have a chance to cross over to the downside. If this ends up crossing over to the downside, then this daily chart would be just simply a fake out, right? So we have to be extremely cautious with how we enter the market right now, and a major resistance right now is right around these ranges, around 90.50 to about 9200, right? So I'm not too concerned about entering right now to lose out on a few bucks. I'd rather make sure that I earn some, or I see some sort of confirmation before I enter first. We look on the daily, or the 2-hour chart rather, we're seeing tons of candles being rejected to the downside, which is a very good sign that we're finding some reasonable level of support. So if we actually do our Fibonacci, our Elliott wave. The Elliott waves are very difficult to count, which we'll get into. On the 45-minute chart, we see rejection at the 55 EMA there. It's just trying to break above it. The histogram is starting to very much so flatten out. You want a really big uptrend like this one, right? Right there, huge, massive uptrend. Huge, big uptrend right there, and a nice little push. On a 30-minute chart, we tried to break above the 55 EMA again, and we failed. On the 15-minute chart, we have finally broken out of the 55 EMA, rejected to the downside, but the question is, can we actually hold it? On the 10-minute chart, we're about to do a crossover already. So let's just actually talk about some major resistances right now. Well, a major resistance that I personally see is a sloped trendline one coming down. So the first major resistance that we're going to have to break through is right around the 8800 range. Huge resistance, because we see right here that this is kind of the 8800, the previous cluster region, right? So yeah, we're definitely going to see some resistance around over here, right? Makes entire sense to me, which is the previous like swing, whatever you can call it, swing high. Well, I guess that would be the swing high. The slope trendline one would be the best gauge of what we would want to see. So it broke out of here before because we simply just see a channel, right? Take a look at this channel. And I mentioned in my live stream and also in my Steemit blogs that if we broke below 8900, which is right around this range right here, actually I'm drawing it a little bit off, 8900 right around here, that's going to signal for a lot of people to enter a short-term short position, or even enter or take some profit, right? So the best thing to have done was to either ladder your buys for when it hit these particular regions and maybe add more to your position, or stick to your stop loss, or just basically break even, right? Break even stop loss there. So the Elliott wave count is actually very difficult to count in my opinion. I don't really have a good count, guys. The best count that I can have is if this was wave 1 right there, 2, and there's still a third one to be made somewhere somewhere like 93, 94, 9500, and then we still end up trending and hitting around the 0.5 fib level right around these regions, and the 0.6, or sorry, the 618 fib level, and this will most likely end up trending, I'm hoping, to, I don't know, something like that, just bounces off of one of these regions, and just we end up trending up there. If we go to daily chart on a log, what we'll see on a log scale is that this actually forms a major resistance and support, right? So, and we can also see it coincides with pretty much exactly where the 10K scenario is right there. So now if we go to a smaller time frame just to get a gauge of what's going on, we would most likely end up, let's say 2 hours, we'd end up drawing this as our waves 1. This is all of wave 3 structure pretty much, we can say, all right, wave 3 is right there. This is now waves 4, and that's a possible wave 5. So a lot of people just kept saying it's going to downtrend, it's going to downtrend, and they were calling me out because, well, I was calling a support region, right? People really didn't like that at all, the chart that I posted. Here, let me show you guys the chart that I posted, okay? I just want to show you guys proof in the pudding that I did indeed, I said they regained control short term, right? Right here, I wrote down BTC finds support at 84.50. This could possibly be subwave 4 of wave 3, right? So this was my chart that I wrote in for everybody, that we find support here. And the reason for that was simple. We say to ourselves, the wave 4 territory cannot be entered according to Elliott wave theory. Elliott waves theory says that only in leveraged markets can it be broken like that. Now, if we actually break above this support, we'll say 84.50, right? If we break, I just want to write here, okay? If we break below 84.50, below 84.50, it will invalidate this count. All right. Next support region is between 8,250 and 8,350. That's the next support region, because we will take these previous swing low structures right around here, if you guys notice, okay? Right around here, that's around 8,250 to about 8,350, which will completely invalidate the count, and we would most likely have to start over and see where we went wrong. Now, if I take my Fibonacci extension tool from here to here, what we see is that this one will hit slightly higher than the wave 1 territory, which makes entire sense, okay? It's higher than the wave 1 territory. And then what we see is this one over here hits to the 1618 Fibonacci level right around up there. So then we can find a lot of confluent zones, right? It's first of all the 618 resistance level. It's also the trendline resistance. It's also a 1618 Fibonacci extension as well. And we, it's just the stars are aligning pretty much. So this is pretty much my count right now. I'm hoping for us to trend outside of this major resistance right here. And then if we do, that's going to be fantastic in my opinion, okay? So yeah, and other than that, I hope you guys love the technical analysis I'm giving you. It's a very short video, right? Only 11-minute video this time. I'm going to try to keep things a lot shorter just in general, because I don't want to take up your time, and I'm also very busy as well throughout the day, right? So let's see if this can actually hit up here. Now, never account for time, okay? I don't do technical analysis with time, right? I don't do time analysis in general, okay? So make sure you guys understand that ignore the timeline always, okay? Always ignore timeline, which I want to 100% write in here for you. Time analysis, okay? Anyways, good luck with it, right? Good luck with this. If you guys decide to take these pretty much calls and go for it there, it might be a little bit of a wait because Bitcoin is moving incredibly slow. So other than that, have yourselves a great day. Thank you for all the love and the support. Please upvote this on Steemit if it has helped you in one way or another. And you guys are welcome to donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank by buying me a lunch or just a beer or a coffee if it floats your boat. Have yourselves a great day, and thank you for all the love and support. Bye now.